Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. Today I thought that it would be fun to talk about my best and worst purchases of 2020. 2020 was kind of a weird year, maybe you heard. I just thought it would be fun to reflect on some things that I bought and kind of see how I dealt with the pandemic through like my retail therapy addiction. So definitely thought that I was gonna have a lot more bad purchases because I feel like for part of the pandemic I was just kind of like, oh, let's just buy things to make ourselves feel better. You know what I mean? Not a good mindset to have. But I didn't have as many as I thought. So let's just go on and get right into it. We're gonna start out with the best purchases of 2020. The first one is my Tiffany necklace. I actually bought this for myself for my birthday last year and I just love it. This is just like the typical little heart necklace, you know, there you go, yep. The little heart one that says like if lost or like please return to Tiffany & Co. And it's just super cute. I had wanted it for a while and it was my birthday, so I was like, I'm gonna treat myself. And I did, and it was worth it. I slightly wish that I went the size up. This is the smallest size that you can get. As you can see, it's literally like the size of my thumb. But it's cute, it's dainty, so I don't really care. I would be wearing it a lot more, but since we're inside all the time, I just don't always put it on. But I'm sure when we go out a lot more, I'll be able to wear it. I just think it's a very cute... Something was making a weird noise that scared the crap out of me. Very cute staple necklace, and it just makes me really happy, so I consider that a good purchase. Okay, next up we have my beautiful bag that I got also last year, I think in like August. This is from I'm gonna butcher it. Is it JW Pay? You know what I mean? I love this bag and I kind of want to get another. I was like stuck between this one and like a snakeskin, not real snakeskin, a snake print one that they had, and I ended up going with this one just because classic black is like my go-to. But I kind of want to get another one. I got this on like a really good sale and it's just, I love it. You can adjust it. Yeah, even though we haven't really been going anywhere, I have definitely been taking it with me anytime I leave the apartment. And I just think it's a really good size. It's like a perfect little size. It looks really good with every single outfit. Super trendy. Like I said, I was able to get it really cheap. And this is definitely one of the higher quality purses that I have. Other than this, I just have a Fossil purse, and then it's like, actually that's kind of it. It's like all I've limited myself to right now. So definitely, if you want to treat yourself, I would highly suggest it. Okay, so next up, you guys have definitely heard me talk about it. I've done a lot of videos on it, is my MacBook. I bought my MacBook at the end of 2020 and I have been loving it ever since. It's just been really nice to not have an older computer that's having problems with, you know, the storage or anything like that. This new computer has been super fast. It's been a nice change of pace for me as somebody who hasn't had a newer computer for a while. Tons of memory on it. That is not even a question anymore. And I've just been really enjoying it. I literally use it every single day. Battery life is amazing. Whatever, if you want to hear more about my review, I have a whole nother video about that. But I have just really been loving it. And I was scared that it was gonna be a bad purchase, just because I was kind of like, I don't need to be blowing money right now, you know. But I also knew it would pay off in the end, and it definitely was a good purchase and something I was gonna need no matter what sooner or later. So I'm very glad that I got it when I did. And next up is the camera that I'm actually filming this on. So earlier in 2020 was when I kind of decided I wanted to take YouTube more seriously and just kind of do something creative with my time and have a nice little creative outlet. And I knew I needed a nicer camera. I mean, you don't need one, but I wanted one. I have the Canon G7X Mark II, which is the camera that like every vlogger uses on YouTube. I had looked online and I wasn't sure how much money I wanted to fork out because I didn't know if I was gonna stick to it, if I was gonna get the money back, you know. So I ended up finding a pretty cheap one on OfferUp. The girl said she had only used it like once and It's in very good condition. I think she definitely did only use it once. She definitely took it to the beach because when I got it from her, there was like sand all over it. But it was fine. I cleaned it up and it was all good. She also gave me a case for it. She gave me a tripod for like half the price that the camera comes for. So you really can't complain. But I definitely think it's a good investment, you know, regardless of if this channel takes off or not, or if I decide to keep doing YouTube or not. I just think it's really good to have a nice camera, you know, take pictures and to film things. You're always going to need a camera to film some stuff, you know what I mean? I'm definitely happy with my purchase. I also think that spending the money has kind of like pushed me to make videos because I'm like, put your purchase to work, girl, you know? Okay, next up is the app Procreate, and I got this on my iPad. I believe it's $7, $10, I can't remember, but it's not that expensive. I've always been somebody who doesn't like paying for apps. I don't know why. Even if it's like $5, I'm just like, no, I can do without it. But Procreate is another thing that I use literally every single day, and I would not be able to have my business if I didn't have Procreate. I literally use it for everything. I've used it to help my mom out with stuff. I've used it to obviously draw on. I've used it to create like banners. My YouTube banner and everything is created either from Procreate or Canva. Those are like the two things that I love using. So I definitely use it every single day. I'm on it all the time and I can make so many different things from it. It's so helpful, very user-friendly, highly, highly recommend. I want to do an intro to Procreate video in case, you know, anybody wants to learn more about it, but I would highly recommend just spend the $10 and get yourself an app. Guaranteed you'll use it every single day. And this is kind of an honorable mention because I actually didn't buy this for myself, but I would have if it didn't get bought for me. It's my Switch. So I actually started out with a Switch Lite back in like April, and I didn't really care about Switches if I'm being completely honest, but when Animal Crossing got announced, I knew that I would want it because I played New Leaf on my DS years ago. And yeah, I knew I would want it, but I was like, whatever, I can do without it. I'm just really jealous. And my boyfriend really wanted me to play with him, so he ended up getting me one. And we couldn't find, actually this was at the time where you could not get a Switch. It was like nearly impossible. So we ended up settling for the Lite. And then a couple months ago, actually, we saw the Animal Crossing one, which is the one that he originally wanted to get me and that I really wanted. It was a refurbished one, and we hopped on it and we got it. We still need to figure out what to do with the Lite, but yeah, I've had this for a couple months now. It's just so cute, right? I love it so much. And like the back, do you guys even see that? It's so cute. I mean, you've probably seen it, but it's just adorable. And like, I just love the colors. Everything about it makes me so happy. Anyway, so if he did not get me one of these, I definitely think that some time would have passed and I would have been like, okay, no, I need one, because very glad that I have one. Definitely got me through the earlier months of quarantine when I was literally sitting in my room all day playing Animal Crossing, and I still play Animal Crossing to this day, love it. I have some other games on here that I enjoy playing. If you have any other recommendations for games, let me know, because I only have like 3 on here and I'm happy with them, but I need more. Definitely a great purchase, and very fun to play with other people. Yeah, couldn't recommend it more. I love it. Little self promo if you ever want to watch me play. I stream on Twitch sometimes, so check me out on there. Okay, now we're gonna move on to the worst purchases of 2020. Like I said, I thought I'd have a lot more, but I actually only have 2. I really couldn't think of anything else because I think I was being very conscious with how I was spending my money, especially this past year. I didn't want to spend it on anything. I mean, I was furloughed most of the year, so I definitely didn't have the means to just blow money on anything I wanted. So these were the 2 that I could come up with. And the first thing is Postmates, or just any like ordering out service. I typically use Postmates. So it's not that I necessarily regret it, because I definitely still Postmate. Like I used it yesterday. But I definitely think that I've spent a lot of money on there, and it's money that I could have saved if I just made myself food at home. But you know, we're lazy. it's fine, you know, it happens. It's also hard because you want to like support local businesses and, you know, you don't want to leave your house, so it's just very convenient. But I do think that I could have managed it a little better to spend less money on there and put that money more towards other things or grocery shopping that I could have just had for food at home. You know, I don't necessarily regret it, like I said, but I definitely think I probably spent too much on there. Definitely way more than I've ever spent. I didn't even use Postmates until the pandemic began, and then I started using it all the time, so that's one thing. But I'm sure that everybody can relate to that, and like, it's really fine. I don't know, I'm not upset about it. And the second thing is my blog. So I had a blog, I had it for a girl just walked by and stared at me. Okay, I had a blog, I had it for a couple years. It was through Squarespace and I really liked it. I really did like posting stuff on it, but I was just really busy with working all the time and couldn't really commit to it. And then when the pandemic started, I was like, okay, now I can commit to it, and I tried. I still wasn't able to come up with stuff every single week like I wanted to. And even though it was a lot of fun, I just think that the amount of money I was spending was just not worth it, and I wasn't getting that many views on it, so it wasn't like paying itself off, you know. I have nothing against Squarespace. I think they're totally awesome, but it was just a lot of money for me to be spending to have a like business website, and it was like $200 a year or something for the domain and stuff. So just, you know, money that I didn't need to be spending, and I was especially trying to cut back on stuff during the pandemic. So I think that cutting back on that, I've since then canceled it, was a good decision. And you know, if I'm ever in a position where I have a lot of money that I can spend on my blog and put more time and energy into that, I'll definitely bring it back. But until then, I think it's best that I just don't have one. And that is everything. My best and worst purchases of 2020. It was a very weird year. I think that people coped in it in very different ways and spent a lot of money to cope with it. And you know what? That's okay. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you in my next video. Till then, bye guys.